This root beer is so fizzy and fun and festive and perfect for any of your Halloween parties or get-togethers with family and friends. So stay tuned and I will show you step by step how to make the best homemade root beer. Welcome back. I'm Jill with the carefreekitchen.com, and today I'm going to be sharing with you one of my favorite Halloween recipes. This is my homemade root beer. Now, this root beer is perfect for your Halloween parties, but it also works great for the 4th of July, for a family reunion. I had an uncle who made this every year for our family reunion, and it was so fun. Everyone loved it. It's perfect for birthday parties or really any kind of family gathering. So there are a few tips and tricks that you need to know along the way that will help you and keep you safe as you are taking care of this dry ice. The dry ice in there makes it so bubbly and fizzy and, of course, spooky around Halloween time. It's really easy to use, but there are a few things that you need to keep in mind. So I come up with 5 things to help keep you safe when working with dry ice. First thing you need to know about dry ice is that you never want to touch it. You want to use insulated gloves or tongs, or preferably both, because you don't want it to touch your skin or it will immediately give you freezer burn. The second tip I have for dry ice is that you always want to use it in a ventilated area. For example, my uncle would make it in a big 5-gallon container. We had a really big family, so he'd make it in a 5-gallon container, but you'd never want to put the lid on it tight because the CO2 creates pressure and it could be dangerous. The fourth tip for dry ice is that you want to use food-grade dry ice. And it's mostly used to keep things cool while it's shipping, or in this case, we're putting it in drinks to make it that spooky, bubbly, fizzy mood that we're looking for. And then number 5 is if you need to break it into smaller pieces, the best way to do that is to use your insulated gloves and then wrap it in a towel and use a rubber mallet to break it into smaller pieces. And then you can use your tongs or your insulated gloves to put it into your drinks. And then there's actually one other thing that I want to tell you about dry ice is that you never want to put it down the sink or the toilet. You want to let it evaporate before you dispose of it because that could cause a big problem with your pipes. So if you keep these things in mind, everything will be safe and fun and there will be no disruption to your spooky holiday. All right, let's get into the video. So for the root beer, it is actually super easy to make, and I'll show you step by step how to make it. The first thing you're going to do is to get your large punch bowl, and I just use like a large parfait bowl. You could use a punch bowl. You could really use like a cauldron would be fun this time of year. The first thing you're going to do is add 4 quarts of water to your punch bowl. And you could also adjust this based on the size of your container. The next thing you're going to do is add your sugar in. And be sure as you're stirring the sugar, and it's actually easier to do this before you add the root beer extract, you want to pour your sugar in and then just stir it gently to make sure all of your sugar is dissolved in the bottom of the container. Next, you're going to add your root beer extract. And then, of course, you just drop your dry ice in. Now, this makes such a fun and easy recipe, and it's going to boil there for about 15 minutes. And when it's done, it will be nice and fizzy, and you get to enjoy that like spookiness all night long. One thing that I have done in the past that really helps too is I will save a few chunks of the dry ice to add in periodically throughout the evening so they can have it coming out of cauldron or out of your punch bowl, and it just creates this like really fun, nice effect to your party. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Carefree Kitchen. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow me for more spooky and fun Halloween videos, and I will show you step by step how to make your party really, really fun. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye!